My name's Sarah Boyts Yoder. I'm a painter in Charlottesville, Virginia. One of the ways that I see my abstract paintings is as landscapes or environments or habitats that the bright color and often the repetitive forms invite people to come into. You see repeated forms, almost like characters that repeat themselves. There's probably maybe 8 to 10 of them that I use and I lean on, just like a musician. Like there's 12 notes in a scale, but they can be put together infinitely in different ways, so that I'm getting this constant echo and chorus of these forms that are repeating and interacting, and then they become these familiar elements that I'm obviously recognizing them, but then the viewer can recognize too and brings them in. So there's always this through line of connection between each single piece. There's also this celebration of materials and the richness that I find, and how much I love just dropping into that process of working and seeing what you can sort of set in motion with the repeated forms, the bright color, the mixing of the media, collaging, all of that energy and the repetition and the color engage your mind and engage your imagination and keep it sort of lively and playful and in motion.
I'm Yoder Kasonik, and I'm an artist from Charlottesville, Virginia. I've been experimenting mostly with hand building and pattern over a three-dimensional form. Hand building is a process by which you build with clay, either coils or in slabs, and go sort of incrementally up in sections. Sarah talks a lot about her environments and how she wants the viewer to get inside them. I had made a creature, and we started talking about the way that the creature would move through her spaces. She has a lot of these openings and hallways and interiors, and I think when I was building, I started to think about like how a body might move or bend to get in those spaces, and what sort of sensory systems maybe you would need to experience those sort of worlds. I tried to use the pattern to define the shape of the form underneath and sort of give a hint maybe to what was going on. So in some cases, I think you can see there's references to ribs or eyes, and sometimes they're chakra systems and body systems and all those sort of interior structures that are not visible from the outside.
So the beginning of this year, I all of a sudden found myself without a studio, and Abby, in her extreme generosity, invited me to share her space here in this awesome studio. So it's been 8 months now that we've been working together. Feels really easy.
Yeah.
Like we're working in different mediums, but I feel like we have really similar working styles or patterns and similarities, where I'm talking a lot or thinking a lot about space, and I really love flatness, but then I also want to create the illusion of space, and I see the same thing in sculptures. So they take on these really different identities and totally different emotions and movements.
When I'm working, I'll just be building something without a clear idea of what's going to happen, and then I'll realize at some point that it's awkward or goofy or something, and I'll take a big chunk off and move it somewhere else and reattach it. And she was working on collage at the same time, making a painting and then cutting a piece out and moving it to another painting. I had that moment of, oh, we're both collaging in some way.